Negativity. It's not such thing as bad. It's constructive. We can build something around it. So welcome, another live. Mike, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Instead of Etienne, because Etienne is currently he's probably driving back from Quebec City. He is he's involved for the APCQ. I can't remember the acronym in English.
I guess it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I would assume so.
Anyway, so super involved. So he's been there for 2 days. He's coming back. He will we'll see if he'll manage to connect during the live. If not, well, I apologize. I'm the one winning the amount of live not missed. So I'm very happy about this one. So today we're talking about negativity.
Yes, sir.
This podcast apparently sucks. Apparently.
Well, does it?
Does it really? I don't think so. This morning, we had a meeting with this guy. When he didn't say it sucked. He said that he saw us.
Yeah.
And he saw what we're doing, and he's fine.
Well, I think that as long as you're doing something, if somebody says that something sucks, I think I would ask them, what is it that sucks?
Yeah.
I think that you could take that negativity and turn it into positive criticism.
Absolutely.
If there's something you can learn from that. So
negativity equals opportunity.
I agree.
That's my quote today.
I agree.
Negativity equals opportunity. There's so many opportunities out there, and every time you take those negative comments or negative thoughts or whatever, even for your own yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure as an entrepreneur, you always have those moments of doubts, and you're like, yeah, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Well, the fact that you're asking yourself if you're doing the right thing, well, it's most likely that you're doing something uncomfortable. Well, that means you're doing something right.
Right, but I think you have external negativity and you have internal negativity. So,
but how do you deal with? Let's talk about the internal. How do you deal with the internal negativity?
Well, it depends. Some people deal with it differently. Some people would want to talk to somebody that's positive, that might have the same drive as they do. If there's something that you intend to do, and obviously it's good to surround yourself with people that have the same drive.
Yeah.
So when you do feel that little downtime, maybe calling them would probably get you back into that positive region. Yeah. And I think that's what you should do. I mean, whatever's internal, sometimes, nobody wakes up happy every day. I mean,
I wake up every day happy. Do I have the energy? No.
Okay. Well, I'm saying everybody has a different vibe.
Yes.
You might go through 14 days where everything is cool, and just one day you had a bad night, whatever the case is, but it's not going to derail you.
Right.
But sometimes, you might have a consecutive amount of days, and maybe you just might need to talk to somebody just to set you straight. So
how does that apply to a real estate broker or a mortgage broker? As a solopreneur and
let's say that you've got no clients, you've got no buyers, you've got no listings, you've got nothing. And then your monthlies keep adding up, your payments adding up, your car note is adding up, your mortgage is adding up. So then you can come to a point where you're like, whoa, I need a wake-up call. And sometimes being able to have the opportunity to speak to somebody about it, might give you back that positive energy that you need to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Little reminder: we have this amazing contest, close to $10,000 of Apple products. We don't have the products tomorrow. We have to make sure we have the products to show them, because I think people see when they see stuff, they really appreciate it. So we have a MacBook, an Apple, an iPad, iPhone, and AirPods, if I'm not mistaken. So close to $10,000 of products. And how do you participate? Well, engage with our live, so by comments, likes, share, subscription, all our platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. So if you subscribe to all those platforms, you comment on all those platforms, we have 56 episodes when you can go back. So go back to all those episodes, comment. For every comment, every reaction equals a participation. Gosh, that one was hard. See, negativity. But all that to say, it gives you an extra opportunity to win. We're gonna do a draw at the 100th episode. So join, tag someone that you think that will benefit into this podcast, this segment. We are doing this to to share and to mainly to help out into your business in your day-to-day as a real estate broker, as a mortgage broker. So we're talking about internal,
Internal and external.
and
Yeah.
external negativity. How do for external negativity, how does a real estate broker deals with, and how can they make it constructive in their business?
Well, you're dealing in the service business. So by dealing in the service business, it is possible that somebody's not happy with your service or what you've done. So what are you going to do with that? You could either get angry, or you can try to solve the person's problem by making them feel better or giving them maybe a solution to the situation that they're facing. So that, I think, is probably one of the most important things, to be able to take something negative and turning it into something positive in order to better your business and better your relationship with the public.
Absolutely. Do we have questions or comments?
Yes. Tina is asking, in your opinion, is it very easy to find anything positive in the negative comments? If so, how would you advise someone to do it who just can't seem to handle it?
Well, if somebody can't handle it, I mean, they're going to need somebody positive near them that's going to be able to gear them in the right direction. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, for everything negative, there's something positive to pull out of it. If you're in the service business, again, like I said before, something may have happened that might not have been out of your control. Sometimes they say the customer is always right. It might not necessarily be the truth. But what you want to do is called damage control. You want to be able to put yourself in a position to control the situation, to prevent it from escalating, and to prevent from you getting bad publicity. So you being able to contain the situation, taking care of it, is a lot better for you in the long run, because all of this is based on reputation. So if your reputation is bad, then it's not going to help you.
I like that. See, I have nothing else to add. This answer was perfect. It was flawless. No negative thoughts I have.
What did you think about the slap?
Oh my gosh! I honestly thought I hate when people say this. Sorry for people out there. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was really like a PR thing, because the Oscar, nobody's watching the Oscar. So as we say, negative, positive, as long as we talk. That's the number one thing we've learned in the last I'm saying the last years in politics mainly. So what I thought, Chris Rock reacted well. I think he said something that wasn't maybe appropriate. Again, it's jokes are jokes, and those comedians, they do say can say a lot of things, but I think he handled it really well. So that's a perfect example of how you handle a situation that is negative, and how do you react. But there's also the other side of Will, who could have, on a PR side, I think he won an Oscar after this.
He did, and he was crying,
and he talked about it, and he mentioned it. So no, it's special. So I think we have a comment here.
The rich and famous have a lot of behavior issues.
Yes, you are right. Who's mentioning it? Anyways, the rich and famous indeed has they have a lot of crisis. So
they do. In this given situation, I thought it was when we talked about negativity being external and internal.
Yes,
I think that Chris Rock suffered both at the same time. He got an external hit, and internally, I don't think he felt that good, but he was still able to contain himself. He didn't hit him back, and he didn't say anything.
Because my reaction would have been, "You hit me." No. I'm not a very violent person. Do we have a question or comment?
Yeah. So Ashley is saying, in regards to what you guys were speaking about earlier, selecting carefully who you spend your time with, a good mentor, sorry. And then Michelle is saying, did you have to deal with a lot of negativity at the beginning of your career? How did you handle it?
Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. That's a good thing. So Ashley, Ash, can you repeat the Ashley comment, and then we'll answer Michelle's.
Yeah. So she's saying selecting carefully who you spend your time with.
Yes.
A good mentor.
Yes. So good mentors, being careful to whom you spend your time with. I think that makes a lot of sense. It can have a very good impact into yourself, your business, how you handle yourself. Even look at ourselves. We're very ambitious. We're doing a lot of things. We're doing a lot, and we're not good at everything. Look at this podcast, this live. We often have issues with our sound, but that it doesn't stop us. We still move forward, and we still get better at it every day.
Exactly.
So we take a lot of on the comments that are out there, the negative comments, and we build around it.
Turning it into positive attributes. That's what
absolutely.
we want to do. Turn it into positive attributes and to do your best with it. And just like what you mentioned, I think surrounding yourself with people with the same mind frame, I think will put you in a better position in order for you to succeed.
100%.
If you're around people that tend to be negative a lot, then they tend to drag you down instead of actually helping you achieve and get to where you're going. So the fact is, if somebody has the same mind frame as you, so at the times that you may not be giving your all, that person is going to be there to help you back up so that you guys can continue your journey.
Absolutely. See, here we have a comment that's one of our Facebook viewers takes a private group. That's why we cannot see the name. Chris Rock, top class act. I think so. Chris Rock was, I think, flawless in that moment. That's why I was like, man, there's something fishy about this. But he was great.
We had another question.
Yes, sure. We had another question from Michelle. Question from Michelle was what, Steven?
Yeah, so Michelle was saying that if you have to deal with a lot of negativity at the beginning of your career, how did you handle it if you did?
I had, of course, I think every entrepreneur has to at one point will deal with negativity. For myself, I remember 11 years ago or 10 years ago, I left the corporate world where I had the safe net. I was doing over 100K a year. I was having fun. I had everything, every opportunity out there. But in my inner voice, I wasn't listening to myself. It talks a lot about his inner voice. I wasn't listening to that inner voice, and I still remember talking about this to my mom. It's funny to say. I told her, I was like, I'm quitting everything. I'm gonna start fresh, and I want to own. I want to build. And she as much as yes, she's super supportive today. At the time, she wasn't as much. Not because she didn't want me to succeed. It's because it's like, why leave the safe? Why leave the anything you have to jump into somewhere where you don't have no idea what you're doing? But I think at one point you have to be able to handle yourself. So my solution there was very simple. I listened to myself, and I said, F everyone else, and if there was no if. I was like, I'm gonna make it, and I made it. So I'm very happy.
For myself, I tend to filter the noise. So when I hear noise, I filter it. Whatever is good that I can turn into something positive, it's great. If it's not bringing anything additive to what I'm doing, I get rid of it. It's as simple as that. So I don't really let things get to me personally. I just continue doing whatever it is that I know that I'm doing. And it's okay to fail as long as you're able to learn from your failures and you're able to move on from it. Because nobody got to the top in one shot. I mean, this whole world is about valleys and peaks. And you're going to have times where, things might not be so rosy, but that's when you get the inner strength to be able to move to the second level. It's when it gets harder. That's when it's really you're starting to grind and you're starting to build up something. You get traction.
Harder it gets, better the reward. So here we have another, maybe you can put it a bit bigger. Another Facebook viewer says, how do you separate what is happening in the world and the real estate world? How do you separate? Thank you for your comment. Unfortunately, I don't see the name because it's a private group. But thank you very much for your question.
I don't really understand the question.
So how do you
separate the real world from the real estate world?
Probably the negativity of the world, and I think that's what it means. How do we separate the negativity that's happening in the world and the real estate world?
It's intertwined because real estate is the real world to me. So whatever's negative out there can always have an impact on real estate. Inflation, it has a negative aspect on real estate. Buyers that are coming in that want to buy a house, they have to go into multiple offers because there's not enough inventory around. It's a reality of the real world that affects real estate. So for me, it's the same.
I agree. They're very intertwined, like you said. I think at one point, exactly, that's right. So I think the person agrees, and that's what it is. It's intertwined. There's not much we can do. The only thing we can do is we have an impact into. We all have an impact or have an influence into what we're doing in our day to day in our business. So that's why anything that comes out that is negative, we should take it as an opportunity once again and to make it better. Because if we all manage to make it better in our surrounding, in our business, in our everything that we're doing, and we're giving it our all, and of course, as a business owner, we always want what's best.
I agree.
What's best for yourself, what's best for our clients, what's best for everyone around. So if everybody comes up with that attitude and that mindset, I think we'll be in a better world.
I agree.
Amazing.
Yes,
Tina, do you have another question?
Peter from New Jersey wants to know,
New Jersey. Wow.
We are
Okay.
international.
do you think sometimes it's okay to take a mental health break from the industry?
Okay, so Peter is saying, is it okay to take a mental health break of the industry? I'll let you answer that one. I have mine.
I think everyone's different. I do think that sometimes if you feel that your batteries are empty and you need to recharge, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a couple days off, just so that you can come back stronger. That what I mean by everyone's different. Some people can run a marathon. Some people can only sprint 100 yards. So I think that from one person to another, it'll be different. So I don't think it's a question that I can really answer because I don't think it's cookie cutter. It's different for everybody.
I think not everybody is caught up to be an entrepreneur, or maybe should I say, to be the. That's why there's only one Apple. That's why there's only one Amazon. That's why there's only one Alibaba. So it all depends. Like, what do you aspire for your business and for your end goal. I think at one point, if you want to build a successful business in the general definition, if you manage to build processes, if you manage to build a business that doesn't rely on yourself, this will allow you to be able to, when you take those moments for yourself and recharge those batteries and take that mental break because you feel that it's needed, because you have a system that's working for you, then it will allow you to take that break. Because unfortunately, if you did decide, you can, yes, take that break but the reality is, and that's no emotion, your business will suffer.
Yeah, get a setback for sure.
So your business. So if you if you're willing to accept that setback, you'll need to take the decision that are necessary for yourself. That's what I think. But at the same time, again, if you manage to build a business that doesn't rely on you, and I think that should be the goal for any business, and that's why your business should always grow to that point, because this will allow you as a business owner to say, you know what, I've grinded so much for the last, I've worked my S off, A off for years. Well, for this moment where I can finally, everybody wants more time, and also if you're driven, we talked a lot about exciting goals. If you're driven and your goals are exciting, well, that will help into not getting to that lump of break.
I agree, because you don't want to be you don't want to be a slave to your business.
No,
either,
exactly.
So it comes to a point where your business has to come to a point where it's more automated. It's able to work a little bit more on its own.
Yeah.
So then you're able to concentrate on other things, to do other things, to grow your business even more.
Yeah.
So that's the opportunity that you get.
Yeah, and I think when we get to this point is because often we're not either listening to ourselves or that we are kind of a slave of our own business. So maybe it's an opportunity to ask ourselves some questions into, like, are we doing the thing are you doing the right thing?
Agreed.
Questions, comments? Do we have Steven, Tina? How are we doing?
Yeah, maybe a question. In your opinion, are negative feedbacks essential to the growth of your business?
I think so. I think not everything can be green. You can only get better if you assess what's bad into your business and have that retraction, taking that step back. So I think it's the only way to get better. If you feel you're always perfect, well, you're definitely not. So sometimes you do need that reality check, and by having that reality check, it only gets you better. What do you think?
I agree. Just like what we talked about earlier, similar to a question that we answered, it's taking that negativity and turning it into something positive.
And I think we have another one that we're going to put on the screen. No, I think we're good.
So Maria is asking, what would you say the timeline is for growing your business to that point? And she's also getting a quote, not becoming a slave to your business.
So thank you for the quote, Maria, and your question. How much time should we give ourselves?
What is the timeline for growing your business to that point?
What is a timeline to grow your business to that point? Well, that's a tough one because I don't think you can put a timeline into a business. What I mean by that is you have goals, and as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, if that's is what you feel is your call, you should do everything in your power to make it happen. And I do think if you do everything in your power and you put the pieces together, the right pieces together, well, it can take a year, like it can take 10 years. We don't know. Alibaba took 20 years before doing one penny, and I think right now he's at the peak of he's getting to the peak of what he can be doing. Same thing for Amazon, same thing for all those big players. It takes any business, it takes from 5 to 7 years before getting to that maturity. We're starting to get to that maturity. So I don't think you should look at your business as of a timeline. I think you should look at your business at stepstones, and from there you'll make it happen.
I agree. I think that nothing is cookie cutter. I think that every business is different. I don't think that you can set a timeline to your business. I think that when when you've reached that level, you'll just know it. It's a feeling from inside that you know exactly where you've reached that level. So for somebody to tell you your business is going to take 3 years for it to get to that level, I think it's impossible to do that.
Absolutely, and it all depends on you. It's all your business will succeed or will fail because of you. So, and it's not negative if to fail. It's if that's what you're meant to be, or that's what you feel that you're meant to be, you will make it happen because that ultimate goal is exciting. Because that ultimate goal is what drives you. So if you manage to drive yourself with that goal, well, anything is possible. So make it happen.
I agree.
Yeah. Is that good? Is that great? Fantastic. Are we happy? All right. So once again, don't hesitate to comment, share, follow us. We have this amazing contest. Tomorrow we'll make sure to have a visual so that we can share with everyone. We're amazing contest that we're doing a draw 100th episode. So for every action, every engagement, you have a chance to win. So we'll see you tomorrow.